Later, Jimmy Fallon welcomes Ice-T, NBC Tonight.
UN called for an emergency assembly. Madame Megari is your assignment. She's giving the Prime Minister's speech.
Intelligence is hearing chatter of targeted attacks.
Go! Go!
Queen of country music.
Legend in the industry.
Reba McEntire is bringing a huge punch to the knockouts.
We're big boys out of a little old bitty gal.
Did my toupee fall?
The Voice, new Monday on NBC.
Live on NBC 12, this is Newswatch 12 at 10.
Good evening and welcome to Newswatch 12 at 10. I'm Jessica Jukic. Lead is a cheap, strong, and workable metal, making it perfect to make pipes. The only problem is it's poisonous. The EPA estimates there are roughly 9 million lead service lines for drinking water in the country. But with the help of President Joe Biden's bipartisan infrastructure law, those lead pipes will start to be removed. Newswatch 12's Mohammed Abdulkawi went to Wausau to speak to their mayor about the lead pipe problem.
Everyone should have access to clean drinking water.
Last week, the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency announced over $6.5 billion for states, tribes, and territories for drinking water infrastructure upgrades. Some of the money will help the city of Wausau replace lead pipes. Mayor Katie Rosenberg was thrilled when she heard the news.
I'm so excited that we have access to more funding to help replace those pipes. That was the one thing when we went to Washington, D.C. in January. We talked about, the technical support is great, but really what we need is the funding to be able to replace these at that accelerated time frame.
Wausau has over 8,000 lead pipes. Lead exposure is known to damage the brain and heart. Rosenberg believes her recent visit to the White House on the issue made an impact.
But, we had a lot of voices there, a lot of really important people who know a lot more about water than I do, kind of saying the same thing. So I think just the voices coming together saying these things was really important. I think that was the big thing.
Rosenberg says working towards safer drinking water is an investment that will pay off for generations.
When I'm gone, I hope that people still appreciate the investment that this community right now is making, including, federal and local government. So I hope that this sets us up for, lifetimes of success and water.
Reporting in Wausau, Mohammed Abdulkawi, Newswatch 12.
Thank you, Mohammed. It's been a beautiful week. I'm loving this weather.
It was so nice. It just felt like summer day today, right? It's weird because it's warmer. It's actually cooler in the building than it is outside. We haven't felt that in 7, 8 months maybe, right? Taking a look outside, folks. Now things have finally cooled down. The sun has set. We are back into reality, back into the 40s, back into the 50s. Still some very, very mild temperatures. Look at Wausau, close to 70 degrees right now at 10:01 p.m. Even Green Bay is coming in with temperatures close to 70 degrees. But just up north, we're looking at 40s, even a couple of 30s by Ashland into Superior. That wind is blowing across the lake. The lake water is still really, really chilly into the 30s. For the most part, we are clear, though. We had lots of sunshine today, and we are still in the clear. UP into the Northwoods, central Wisconsin, even southern Wisconsin is pretty clear right now. Not much going on precipitation-wise. Winds are starting to go calm right now. Barely anything going on except Anago, 8 miles an hour, and then just south, we're looking at Stevens Point into Mosinee. Wausau at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Not looking too bad. Winds are really starting to calm down. Temperatures are cooling off. We do still have some advisories and watches, some flood warnings up north. Of course, that snow is melting. For us, the snow is gone. Temperatures will continue cooling off, hovering in those upper 40s. Jessica?
Wildfires have burned hundreds of acres across central Wisconsin. A red flag warning is in effect right now for the second day in a row as extremely hot and dry conditions fed multiple wildfires across the state. The Arcadia fire burning in and around Fort McCoy has torn through 3,000 acres and is halfway contained.
The risk is very elevated, so that's where the public can really help us out. No outdoor fires today. You got to be really cautious with the conditions that we don't let anything get out of control and again stretch resources further.
Roadways were closed in the area for a brief time, and some residents were evacuated due to safety concerns. The cause of the wildfires are under investigation. Family and friends gathered to honor 2 slain police officers in western Wisconsin. Officer Hunter Scheel and Officer Emily Breidenbach were shot and killed during a traffic stop on Saturday. Thousands came out to the village of Cameron yesterday to honor both fallen officers. Chautauqua's police chief spoke at the vigil and spoke about the impact they had on their community.
Her and Hunter fought back. And they saved a lot of people.
Visitation will be held for the officers from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturday, April 15th at Cameron High School. The sheriff says the funeral service will happen at 1 p.m. with police honors to be conducted following the ceremony outside of the school. The man accused of firebombing a prominent Wisconsin anti-abortion group's office has pled not guilty. Investigators say the 29-year-old from Madison is accused of throwing 2 Molotov cocktails at Wisconsin Family Action last May. On Tuesday, he entered a not guilty plea to 1 count of attempting to cause damage by a fire or an explosion. One of the firebombs thrown into the anti-abortion group's office failed to ignite, and the other set a bookcase on fire. No one was in the office at the time. Investigators connected the suspect to the crime after getting a sample of DNA from a partially eaten burrito and matched it to the crime scene. The DNR is hoping to take a closer look at its review process for the state's land acquisition program. The move comes after lawmakers objected to the purchase of the Pelican River Forest near Rhinelander, which was set to become the state's largest land conservation project. The Conservation Fund bought the 70,000 acres of private forest land for recreational use and logging in 2021. Last fall, the Wisconsin Natural Resources Board signed off on a $15.5 million easement to preserve more than 56,000 acres of the forest. DNR Secretary Adam Payne said Wednesday he only recently became aware of town resolutions opposing the Pelican River Forest. He said there was a breakdown in agency communication that meant the Natural Resources Board was unaware of local opposition prior to funding approval. Payne said the DNR will be reaching out to local governments to ensure their concerns with the project are addressed. The FBI has arrested a member of the Massachusetts Air National Guard over an online leak of classified documents. The FBI has arrested 21-year-old Jack Teixeira. The government has said little directly about Teixeira, but people briefed on the investigation said the focus had narrowed to people who had access to those documents and the Discord social media group where the documents were posted. They contain details about the war in Ukraine and intelligence on both U.S. adversaries and allies.
We continue to work around the clock, along with the interagency and the intelligence community, to better understand the scope, scale, and impact of these leaks.
Teixeira will make his first appearance in federal court tomorrow as the investigation continues and the Pentagon reviews who gets access to the country's secrets. In a shocking twist for the housing market, banks are actually losing money on home loans. Wells Fargo announced it would be scaling back on mortgage business, and they're not alone. The Mortgage Bankers Association reported that independent mortgage banks and subsidiaries of chartered banks are in the red for the first time since 2008, losing an average of $300 on each mortgage. The MBA cited low housing inventory, affordability challenges, and the skyrocketing mortgage rates as reasons that potential homeowners have backed out of the market. The average loan for first mortgages reached a high of $323,000, up significantly from $298,000 in 2022. Applications for refinancing are also down due to low interest rates, further pushing banks away. Researchers have found a link with hearing loss and dementia. Coming up, we'll have the details after Weather with Conrad right here on Newswatch 12.
Spring into action at Cellcom. New and existing customers save $500 on all smartphones with a trade-in, April 14th through the 23rd. Choose from the latest phones from top brands. Plus, with every smartphone purchase, get a connected tablet, smartwatch, or camera for just $1 through April 30th. Looking for a change? When you join Cellcom today, we'll cover all your costs to switch from your existing carrier. Visit cellcom.com/spring for details.
3 travel trailers, 3 e-scooters, $24,000 in cash. The summer you've been waiting for is coming with Ho-Chunk Gaming Wittenberg's Camper's Delight giveaway. Saturday, April 15th kicks off the Progressive Travel Trailer giveaway drawings with a share of $6,000 in cash, a new KZ Sportsman Classic 160 QB from King's Camper, a new e-scooter, and $2,000 in camp and cash. Come see it at Ho-Chunk Gaming Wittenberg. Camper's Delight. It's going to be a great summer outdoors with Ho-Chunk Gaming Wittenberg. See the Rewards Club for details.
This is how legends are made. Chevy Silverado and new Silverado HD. Choose your own path with the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup and see where it takes you. Find new roads. It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or current Chevy owners get $3,750 total cash allowance on all 2023 Silverado pickups with a turbo high-output engine. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
The real value of a number all depends on who you are. After an accident, there's one critical number that helps you get your life back by factoring in your needs for today and tomorrow. That's where Habish, and Rotier's numbers really add up. With over 90 years of client successes and 13 offices to help you wherever you are. Trust Habish Personal Injury Attorneys to get the number that's right for you. Call 1-800-2HABISH.
Avoiding triggers but can't keep migraines away? Qulipta can help prevent migraines. You can't always prevent what's going on outside. That's why Qulipta helps what's going on inside. Qulipta gets right to work. In a 3-month study, Qulipta significantly reduced monthly migraine days, and the majority of people reduced them by 50 to 100%. Qulipta blocks CGRP, a protein believed to be a cause of migraines. Qulipta is a preventive treatment for episodic migraine. Most common side effects are nausea, constipation, and tiredness. Learn how AbbVie could help you save on Qulipta.
Hopefully you folks had a wonderful Easter. I know I did. I spent it with family. It's almost this time of year. Take a look behind me. The lakes are going to be unfrozen. Water skiing is going to be a thing very, very soon. I know we're all excited for some water sports, some fishing. Not ice fishing, but regular fishing on a boat. It's going to come very soon. We do still have a lot of ice on the lakes right now. Wouldn't recommend driving on it, of course. Snowmobiles are clocked out for the season. Ice fishing, I wouldn't recommend that as well. The ice is starting to thin out. It is really becoming water on the top layer, and it's still ice underneath, but it is starting to get very, very dangerous, especially closer to the coast with these very warm temperatures. Look at this, 81 degrees earlier today. We did break our record high temperature, which was set almost 90 years ago at 77 degrees. We're at 81 today, and ago actually had a record high from 1899, so over 120 years ago at 79 they broke that record. Most places broke record. Wausau, Maryland to Tomahawk, everybody had some record high temperatures, of course, besides the coast right by the lake. We're looking at Ashland into Superior. It was a chilly day out there today. For us though, like I said, record was broken. Record low though in 1940 at 11 degrees. We're not going to see any cold temperatures the next couple of days. It gets a little bit interesting Sunday, Monday into Tuesday, but very warm. High pressure has been making its way all throughout the mid part of the country into the Northeast. New York City was actually at 90 degrees earlier today. We were in Wisconsin. We were warmer than Florida earlier today. Even in Canada, we saw some lower 80s earlier today. Tomorrow's going to be another wonderful day. Temperatures are going to be in those mid to upper 70s. Look at Saturday, though. Once again, a nice looking day. We will have more chances of rain, some isolated thunderstorms, and look what happens, a crash in temperatures. Cold front comes in Saturday night, really cools us off. By Sunday, we're going to see rain transitioning into a rain and snow mix Sunday, and then becoming all snow Sunday night into Monday. Temperatures only at around 38 degrees, and then we warm back up into more a near average type of territory. But lots of advisories and warnings out earlier today. We had warnings right about here, and this was for the fire danger warnings, where the atmosphere and the whole environment was very, very favorable for some fire activity. Dry plantations, dry, let's say dry fields, dry pretty much vegetations with all that dry air coming in, windy conditions, and you know what that means. That means some more fire weather watches have been posted, which might possibly get upgraded to warnings once again tomorrow. And of course, up north with that thick snowpack we had just a couple of days ago, flood warnings have been issued. So be careful if you are by the lakes tomorrow. Once again, another breezy day out there. Wind gusts will be close to 30 miles an hour here in town, down by Wausau and down into the rapids. We're looking at pretty breezy conditions, some windy conditions in some spots tomorrow. Once again, by Saturday as well, but a little bit less calm coming there by Saturday and once again into Sunday. Right now, though, we are pretty clear, just a few passing clouds. We did have a good amount of sunshine earlier today. It was looking amazing. Tomorrow is going to be another nice looking day. We do have some thick clouds just to the west, right about here, some snow and then some rain closer to Denver. Same story down south by Atlanta and into Florida. For us, we're going to be pretty clear the next couple of days. Lots of sunshine tomorrow. Then Saturday, we're looking at more chances of rain. Sunday, we're looking at that rain transitioning into a rain and snow mix, and overnight, all snow. Look at all that blue, some darker blue shades of colors. That means some pretty moderate to even heavy snowfall. We'll keep an eye on that Sunday night throughout the day on Monday. Tonight, though, we're looking at really mild temperatures, 49 degrees as a low. Mostly clear skies. Our 7-day outlook brought to you by Northwoods Furniture and Mattress does show those cooler temperatures rolling in with more chances of snow. Then we are clear Tuesday into Wednesday. Jessica?
Thank you, Conrad. Places across our viewing area are reaching or have passed record temperatures this week. The warmer stretch of weather brought people outside who have been cooped up from the long winter. That includes people at Pioneer Park in Rhinelander, where some parents brought their kids to have fun on the playground. The shade from all the tall trees are keeping the snow there a little longer, but it's not stopping two moms from enjoying it.
It's weird that there was, a bunch of snow before, like 2 weeks ago, and now it's mostly melted and 80. Enough to get a sunburn.
The snow may not be just melted just yet, but that wasn't keeping people from enjoying a walk or riding a bike. Some even traveled down to Rhinelander for a picnic.
We were hoping that we could get a picnic table, that there wasn't snow. Like I said, Minocqua, we got so much snow, and so we were surprised. We said, let's go try it and see if we can get a table.
Over at the Hodag Park off Boom Lake, there was more things going on. Some electricians picked the warm stretch to get ahead of installing lights for the new amphitheater. The Federal Aviation Administration is working to make sure space launches cause fewer disruptions for commercial air travel. The FAA is forced to close a large amount of airspace for hours at a time when space launches are planned. Many launches happen in Florida, which is one of the busiest regions for air travel. The FAA says going forward, when reviewing launch applications, it will consider how many flights and passengers would be impacted. The agency says it will favor overnight launches and try to avoid holiday travel periods. A new study found treating hearing loss could reduce the risk for dementia. The study published today found that hearing loss may increase the risk for dementia, but treatment with hearing aids lowered the risk of dementia to levels similar to people without hearing loss. Researchers followed more than 437,000 people, looking at each person's risk for dementia. Self-reported use of hearing aids in medical records to see if a person developed dementia. The research accounted for other factors including loneliness, social isolation, and depression, but found that untreated hearing loss still had a strong association with dementia. It found people who wore devices for hearing loss had 3% better cognitive function than those who didn't. The Antigo and Medford girls softball teams faced off today. Coming up on Newswatch 12, Sal Meyer will join us with the highlights.
Join us this weekend in Tomahawk for the 38th annual WJJQ Home Show with Health Expo on Saturday from 9 till 4, Sunday 10 till 3 at the Tomahawk School Complex. Admission is free and sponsored by area businesses and Northwoods 92.5 WJJQ.
Don't let a storm keep you in the dark ever again. Contact the experts at Christopher Electric, proudly providing backup power services in the central Wisconsin area. Their team will complete the job from start to finish, no third party necessary, and will fit your home with the perfect Generac standby generator. Generac helps protect your home and family from the risks associated with power outages. So don't miss out on this limited time offer. Christopher Electric in Generac. Call for your free home consultation today.
Wisconsin lottery winners are everywhere in Wisconsin. Some win a little, some win a lot. Some play every day, and some win on their very first try. But no matter who they are or how they play, Wisconsin lottery players have been awarded $9.7 billion in prizes since 1988. From Spring Green to Shawano, Harmony to Hudson, you'll find winners everywhere in Wisconsin.
Saturday, April 22nd, the Wisconsin Department of Justice will be holding a free prescription drug take-back event. If you have unused or unwanted medications, ointments, patches, non-aerosol sprays, inhalers, vials, or pet medication, clean out your medicine cabinets. Don't let your old medication fall into the wrong hands by disposing of unused or unwanted medication properly. For more information on locations and accepted items, go to doseofrealitywi.gov. This information is brought to you by the Human Service Center of Forest, Vilas, and Oneida County.
Join us this weekend in Tomahawk for the 38th annual WJJQ Home Show with Health Expo on Saturday from 9 till 4, Sunday 10 till 3 at the Tomahawk School Complex. Admission is free and sponsored by area businesses and Northwoods 92.5 WJJQ.
Coming up, we'll have your local news, weather, and sports right here.
And some nice temperatures, too. 70s and 80s again for another day, but a cool down on the way for the weekend and that four-letter word snow. More when you tune in on your Friday from 5 to 7 a.m.
This portion of News Watch 12 is brought to you by Furniture and Appliance Mart.
Two of the biggest teams in the Great Northern Conference squared off today in softball with Medford hosting Anago. Both of these teams took a share of the GNC title last year with Mosinee, so they're looking for a win. The Raiders are undefeated this year, and Anago is undefeated in the state of Wisconsin, so something's got to give. And it was a pitcher's duel in Medford with Martha Miller and Bethany Lewis going head-to-head. Here in the first inning, Medford scored first via a sacrifice bunt from Allie Paulson. That scored Martha Miller, and the Raiders are up 1-0. 2 innings later, and the Red Robins answer. Michaela Beck hits a grounder up the middle, and Medford can't get there in time, so Lily Washatko scores the tying run from third. Now for that pitcher's duel. First, it's Bethany Lewis getting the strikeout, putting the batter down swinging to get out of a jam, and next it's Miller time. Martha Miller puts the Anago batter down looking to get out of the inning, and the Raiders are going to go on to win this one 3-2. Both Anago and Medford shared the GNC title with Mosinee last year, so let's see how they did against Rhinelander. Mosinee came in off of an impressive 24-0 win over Northland Pines, and the runs didn't stop there. They got 3/4 of that against Rhinelander, taking this game 18-5 to improve to 2-0 in conference play and 3-0 on the season. They'll be back on the field tomorrow hosting Assumption. Now moving on from Hodag softball to Hodag baseball, they took on Anago in a doubleheader down in Wisconsin Rapids. In game one, Anago was too strong, winning this one 12-2. Then the bats got hot for the Hodags in game two, but it wasn't enough as Anago scored 12 again, winning that game 12-8. Let's stick with the Great Northern Conference for baseball now. The two teams that ran the GNC last season faced off today for the second time this season. Medford took the first game in Mosinee, and Mosinee got their revenge, winning it in Medford 8-0 to avenge their loss from earlier this season. Now on to Rhinelander, where the Hodag girls soccer team took on Medford in their Great Northern Conference opener. Rhinelander's looking to capitalize off of an impressive win against Washburn and make it 2 wins in a row. Let's see if they could do that or if Medford could pull off the upset. Here in the first half, there's one name we seem to keep on mentioning and will continue to mention. That's Ava Lamers. She rockets this ball, and it finds the back of the net for a Hodag goal. And here's another name we tend to talk about a lot, Sophia Miljevic. She puts one in the back of the net, and the Hodags are pouring it on. Later that half, we got a trick play coming up. Ava Lamers claims she's taking the corner kick, But instead, the ball's passed to her. She drives in, passes it to Milcevic, and the trick play works out. This one was a big win for Rhinelander, 6-0, and they'll take it to start their conference play out with a win. And finally, sticking with Rhinelander sports, the tennis team was in action today as well. The Hodags dominated as always, winning this one 7-0 against Pacelli. Rhinelander won the dual meet without dropping a single set. A very impressive feat for the Hodags. We'll be right back after the break.
Russell, what does this have to do with law?
Absolutely nothing.
This is Ford Truck Month, America. Time to get up and get into Ford F-150, part of F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 46 years straight. All amped up and ready for work or play. Plus, there's a great selection in stock and ready for delivery today. So get into Ford Truck Month and see what a built Ford tough truck can do for you.
Choose FlexBuy and get 0.9% APR for 66 months, 1,000 low APR cash, 1,000 FlexBuy cash, and 500 accessories cash.
We're reinventing our network
with smarter, more efficient routes, so you can deliver more value to your customers.
Fast, reliable, perfectly orchestrated. The United States Postal Service.
Spring is the season of rejuvenation and the perfect time to revitalize your home with replacement windows from Renewal by Andersen. Our spring savings event is only once a year. Call the number below now to schedule your free window diagnosis and take advantage of this incredible limited time offer. Now is the time to say goodbye to high maintenance and inefficiencies and say hello to our beautiful replacement windows. Our windows are custom built in America, made with exclusive composite Fibrex material, are low maintenance, and won't warp or bow like vinyl does. And when combined with the best people in the industry and a superior process, you get Renewal by Andersen's signature service. A unique start-to-finish process skillfully guided by our industry experts so you can feel confident in your decisions and more comfortable in your home. Our spring savings event won't last long. Don't miss out on this incredible offer. Call now before it expires. Renewal by Andersen, the better way to a better window.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. With the money we saved, we tried electric unicycles.
I think I got it.
Doggy paddle. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Turkey hunting season opens on April 19th, and youth turkey hunting is Saturday and Sunday. The DNR is reminding people to be aware that hunters will be on public land for this. While wearing camouflage is an important part of turkey hunting, non-hunters out on public lands are encouraged to wear blaze orange. The DNR also says to avoid wearing red, white, or blue to avoid being mistaken for a turkey. The regular hunting season ends on May 30th. The Mole Lake Ojibwe are investing in their casino, and that includes a new restaurant inside. A popular restaurant chain is continuing to expand across northern Wisconsin. Their new setting will be the first non-native owned business on tribal land. Newswatch 12's Nick Van Zyl was in Mole Lake today and has more.
Super excited that we're going to be opening a Casa Mexicana here in the Mole Lake Casino. It's like something really special because it's on the reservation.
Alejandro Jacinto said his father opened the first Casa Mexicana 22 years ago after immigrating from Mexico. Now he's carrying on the tradition by opening their 6th location and the first traditional Mexican restaurant in Forest County.
To be able to build on to my father's legacy, it means a lot to me, to my family, to my children.
Casa is replacing the casino's Cafe Menumen restaurant. They have been busy adding seating and performing minor updates to the interior.
We really wanted to brighten up the place, change the furniture, just bring a new atmosphere to here to make it feel just like something different.
Their menu will feature traditional food they've been known for, but will keep some of Cafe Menumen's favorites.
Specials like Margarita Monday, Taco Tuesday, Friday, seafood buffet Sundays.
With most of the renovation work done, Alejandro can't thank his or the casino staff enough.
I'm really lucky and I'm really blessed to have the people around me, from the managers to the employees to everybody chipping in and helping. It really takes a whole team to have something like this, come together and get built.
Reporting in Moore Lake, Nick Van Zyl, Newswatch 12.
It's spring, and Slumberland Furniture is celebrating with 20% off our low prices on gorgeous new furniture, home decor, and mattresses. Plus extra discounts on sofas, bar stools, accessories, and Slumbercrest mattresses. Right now, get this Ashley sofa for just $3.99 in your choice of 2 colors. Incredible! Did you know Slumberland has the lowest prices on Ashley product? And get an extra 20% off mattresses, too.
Upgrade the look of your deck with Menards. Pittsburgh Deck Cleaner removes dirt and mildew stains to restore your deck. Apply before staining. A 2.5-gallon container is $14.99 after rebate. Complete your deck's makeover with Pittsburgh Paints and Stains. Pittsburgh Stain and Sealant protects and highlights the natural beauty of wood. UV light and abrasion resistance ensures a beautiful, long-lasting coating. A gallon of ultra-advanced semi-transparent stain and sealant is $34.49 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Hi, I'm Scott.
I'm Allie, and this is our family.
Are you sick of shopping for big-ticket items only to be told you need to order it out and not see it for 6 months? Or would you rather explore it in person before purchasing it? Stop in Shoulders RV Marine, where we have millions of dollars of campers, boats, power sports, and docks and lifts. If you're thinking of almost anything outdoors, sales, parts, rentals, or service,
we'd love you to think of us.
Shoulders RV Marine, across from Menards, Rhinelander.
Okay, I think we're all aware that most cell companies only give you the lowest price when you sign up for multiple lines.
What? Multiple lines?
Hello? Yeah, 1 sec.
But US Cellular gives you just 1 line for $29.99 with unlimited data.
Just 1 line with unlimited data.
So you don't have to get more lines than you need. No, you hang up. Are you even listening, guy who never looks up from his phone?
Oh, not for me. I just say it.
Okay, so no, you're not listening.
Get 1 line for $29.99. Plus, we'll give you an extra $200. US Cellular, built for us.
At Len's Truck, we're all trucks all the time. Nobody has a better selection of used trucks. At Len's Truck, we buy more, we sell more, and you save more. Buy now and get the highest trade-in value ever at Len's. Go to lenstruck.com. You'll find over 800 of the best used trucks money can buy.
Len's Truck. Len's Truck. We got the trucks at Len's Truck.
Music every weekend, never a cover, and drinks priced right. TV, pool, darts, and more. It's Happy's Pub in downtown Woodruff.
Conrad and Sol, I have been loving this weather. I know it's nothing compared to Texas, but it's still beautiful and warm.
It's pretty hot, I'll be honest. It was a little hot. It was dry heat today. It reminds me of home.
It does, yeah. It was pretty much as warm as Texas today here in town. We were actually warmer than Florida. Can you guys believe that?
That's amazing.
Incredible stuff. It's still pretty warm. I mean, look at Minneapolis, 73 degrees right now. So we still have lots of warm air. We broke a record high temperature today at 81 degrees here in town. Antigo, Wausau, Merrill, everybody had some record high temperatures today. Once again, tomorrow's going to be a nice, beautiful day. Then we cool down. Look at Sunday into Monday. More chances of snow. We'll be back Sunday night into Monday with cooler temperatures, but then we rebound back into the 50s next week.
Well, some good news.
Some good news,
Thank you, Conrad. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a great night.
Oh, boy, would you look at that field goal he kicked right there?
That looks fantastic. Boy, it looks like you need to stop at Tomahawk Furniture and Gun.
Furniture and guns?
Now, they've got everything you need at great prices. Recliners, sofas, mattresses.
And guns?
At Batteries Plus, we do more than replace batteries and fix phones and tablets. We help our neighbors power their lives. Need a phone fixed? We got it. Get powered in-store, curbside, and at batteriesplus.com.
When you get Spectrum One, you get fast, reliable internet for $49.99. I mean, I could stop right there, but I won't because, surprise, you find out you're also getting free advanced Wi-Fi with Security Shield, which makes it an even better deal until another surprise. You find out you're also getting a free line of unlimited mobile with 5G. Amazing! Surprise again, you also get Speed Boost, which makes your Spectrum mobile speeds even faster when you're connected to Wi-Fi. Surprise, it's me. That's a lot of surprises. I should just popped out of that. Point is, with Spectrum One, you're going to be very surprised by all the free stuff you get. Or you would be if I hadn't already just told you. But still, when you get in there, could you act surprised? A little something for the people in the store. Get Spectrum One. Internet for just $49.99. Plus free advanced Wi-Fi and a free line of unlimited mobile. Visit spectrum.com/surprise, a Spectrum store, or call 844-7-SURPRISE today.
Oh, no, I think I lost my debit card.
Okay, don't panic.
Don't panic. We're in a mall. Some stranger's probably tapping new shoes, tapping a washer-dryer combo, just tapping everything in sight.
It's okay. Just tap.